China's military has made remarkable strides in recent years, unveiling advanced warships, stealth aircraft and long-range missile systems. Its expanding naval presence and rapid modernization programs have caught the attention of military analysts worldwide. Yet, despite this progress, the United States maintains significant advantages in several critical areas of defense and power projection. These strengths are rooted not only in technology but also in decades of accumulated global experience, infrastructure, and operational knowledge. Understanding these areas reveals the true balance of power between the two nations. Here are the 5 domains where America's military lead remains decisive. 1. Global deployment and strategic reach. One of the most important differences between the U.S. military and China's People's Liberation Army (PLA) lies in their ability to deploy forces worldwide. The United States maintains a vast network of over 375 military bases and outposts spanning nearly every region of the globe. This network enables Washington to position combat-ready forces close to potential conflict zones and respond to crises within hours or days. The system is supported by an extensive strategic airlift capability, including nearly 300 large transport aircraft such as the C-17 Globemaster III and C-5M Super Galaxy. These aircraft, combined with a fleet of prepositioned ships, allow the U.S. to rapidly move troops, equipment, and supplies across continents. This was demonstrated during the Gulf War, when American forces transported half an armored division's equipment from the continental United States to the Middle East in a matter of weeks. China's overseas presence is expanding, most notably with its support base in Djibouti and the deployment of carrier strike groups in the Western Pacific. However, these efforts remain in the early stages. The PLA's network of foreign bases is limited in number, and its long-range transport fleet is smaller and less capable than that of the U.S. Building a robust overseas logistics system is not simply a matter of funding. It requires decades of route establishment, diplomatic agreements, and the coordination of port and airfield operations across multiple nations. The ability to sustain global military operations relies on a combination of infrastructure, alliances, and operational experience. At present, the U.S. retains a decisive advantage in this domain, providing unmatched flexibility in both deterrence and combat operations. 2. Oceanographic and seafloor intelligence. Naval warfare is not only fought on the surface of the sea, it also depends heavily on knowledge of the environment beneath the waves. Submarines operating far from home waters must navigate unfamiliar terrain while avoiding detection. To do this effectively, navies rely on detailed information about ocean conditions, such as temperature layers, salinity, currents, and seafloor topography. The U.S. Navy has been collecting and refining this data for decades, using dedicated survey ships, advanced submarines, and satellite-based ocean monitoring systems. This accumulated knowledge forms a comprehensive global database, allowing American submarines to operate with precision and confidence in nearly any ocean region. Such data also improves the accuracy of sonar systems and enables more effective submarine concealment and ambush tactics. China has recognized the importance of oceanographic intelligence and has invested in modern survey vessels and long-range naval training missions. These operations not only enhance navigational safety but also gather valuable environmental data. Nevertheless, while China has made substantial progress in mapping nearby waters, its global coverage remains limited compared to the U.S. The depth and accuracy of America's data, built over generations of sustained effort, remain unmatched. In submarine warfare, where the margin between detection and evasion can be razor-thin, such environmental intelligence is a powerful strategic advantage. 3. Electromagnetic signature databases. Modern warfare extends beyond the visible battlefield into the electromagnetic spectrum. Every radar, communication system, and weapon emits a unique signature, a sort of fingerprint that can be detected, cataloged, and analyzed. The U.S. military has built an extensive global database of these electromagnetic signatures, gathered over decades through reconnaissance aircraft, naval vessels, ground stations, and satellites. This information allows American forces to identify adversary equipment at great distances, even when signals are faint or obscured by interference. Once identified, specific countermeasures can be deployed, such as targeted jamming to disable radars or disrupt communications. This capability has been demonstrated in modern conflicts, where electronic warfare has played a decisive role. By knowing an adversary's electronic profile in advance, the U.S. can tailor its countermeasures with high precision. China has also advanced rapidly in electronic warfare, developing modern jamming systems and training for high-intensity electromagnetic combat. In some situations, the PLA can leverage newer technology to compete effectively. However, building a comprehensive global database requires continuous interaction with foreign military systems over many years, a process the U.S. has been engaged in for far longer. This enduring advantage gives American forces a significant edge in controlling the invisible but decisive battles of the electromagnetic spectrum. 4. Air-ground coordination in complex battlefields. One hallmark of modern U.S. military operations is the speed and accuracy with which air power can be integrated with ground operations. In many conflicts, U.S. ground forces under attack have been able to call in precision air strikes that arrive within minutes. This seamless cooperation is made possible by highly trained air-ground coordination teams, often embedded directly with frontline units. These teams serve as the crucial link between ground commanders and aircraft in the sky. They understand the capabilities of both ground and air forces, using standardized procedures to plan flight paths, select targets, and ensure strikes are delivered without endangering friendly forces or civilians. The effectiveness of this system is built on decades of joint training exercises and combat experience. It requires advanced communication networks, clear chains of command, and a culture of cooperation across military branches. The PLA has been working to improve its joint operations capability, and recent exercises have shown progress in integrating air and ground forces. China's rapid development of long-range artillery and rocket systems has also given its ground forces more independent strike capability, which can reduce reliance on air support in certain situations. However, the complex, high-speed coordination seen in U.S. operations still represents a unique strength that is difficult to replicate without many years of integrated training and real-world application. 5. Damage control and survivability at sea. In high-intensity naval combat, the ability to keep ships afloat after sustaining damage can be the difference between victory and defeat. Modern warships are massive investments in both money and time, and losing them in battle can shift the balance of a campaign. The U.S. Navy's expertise in ship damage control has been shaped by decades of operational experience, including the intense carrier battles and surface engagements of World War II. American sailors are trained extensively in firefighting, flood control, and emergency repairs, often drilling under simulated combat conditions to prepare for the worst-case scenario. These skills allow damaged vessels to remain in the fight or at least be salvaged for repair. In many cases, ships that might otherwise have been lost have returned to service thanks to the actions of trained damage control teams. The Chinese Navy has made damage control a part of its training, but it lacks the same depth of real-world experience. China has not engaged in high-intensity naval combat in recent decades, and the lessons learned from such engagements are difficult to replicate in peacetime. While modern design and safety measures can reduce risks, the ability to respond under the extreme pressures of battle is something that must be ingrained through both training and experience. Why these gaps matter? The PLA's rapid modernization has significantly changed the strategic landscape, particularly in the Western Pacific. China's advancements in missile technology, stealth aircraft, and naval shipbuilding have created new challenges for U.S. planners. However, the areas outlined above represent deep-rooted strengths for the United States, strengths built on global reach, vast data resources, and extensive operational experience. Bridging these gaps will not be easy for China. Strategic deployment networks take decades to develop and maintain. Global oceanographic and electromagnetic databases require continuous, long-term collection efforts. Air-ground coordination demands an institutional culture of joint operations that cannot be built overnight. And damage control expertise grows out of hard-earned lessons from real combat. For the United States, maintaining these advantages requires constant investment, training, and innovation. Military dominance is never permanent, and history shows that technological and strategic gaps can close over time. Yet, for now, these 5 capabilities provide the U.S. military with a substantial edge in any potential competition with China. China's military has made impressive progress, narrowing the gap with the United States in several important areas. Yet, in global deployment, environmental intelligence, electromagnetic warfare databases, integrated battlefield coordination, and naval survivability, Washington still holds a lead. These strengths reflect not only advanced technology but also the accumulated experience and infrastructure of a global military power. Recognizing these realities is important for understanding the evolving balance of power. While China's capabilities will continue to grow, the U.S. advantages in these domains remain significant, and for now they continue to shape the strategic equation in both peacetime and potential conflict.